Hey Pokemon fans, Real Mama Eagle here, also known as Key, and today I'll be giving 5 tips for first-time Pokemon players. These tips will be very helpful to someone debating buying their first Pokemon game, whether that be Scarlet or Violet or a previous generation. Before we get into these tips, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below letting me know what you think and what you would tell a first-time Pokemon player. Now let's get started. One of the first pieces of advice I would give to a new Pokemon player is to learn your type advantages and disadvantages. It's very crucial and it's really going to help you in the game in general and in really big battles like the Elite Four and Champion. I've seen a lot of Pokemon playthroughs on YouTube and Twitch where trainers have struggled because they don't know what to do with dual types. Now, single types can be much easier. We know that fire is obviously strong against grass, electric strong against water, water strong against rock. Those are pretty much common sense things. But when the dual types come in, it can be very tricky. Say there's a Pokemon that is dark and fighting type. We know that fairy typing is super effective against both. Thus, fairy damage would do twice as much damage to that Pokemon. So there are sometimes types where you have one type that's strong, one type that's weak, and that's a dual type, but then there's one move that might be neutral because there's one thing that cancels it out. So it can be very, very tricky. But learn your type advantages and disadvantages big time. Bulbapedia and Cerebi.net are great websites that literally tell you every single weakness, type advantage, disadvantage, despite what dual type it has or what regular type it helps. So that will definitely benefit a lot of trainers. It's very important when playing Pokemon to make sure that all your Pokemon are at least on a similar level. That way you don't struggle with later battles or depend on one Pokemon to carry you all the way through. Again, going off a lot of playthroughs I've seen by newer trainers, I see like a lot of people do this thing where they make sure their ace, usually their starter Pokemon, is trained up to the highest level possible. Their ace, their starter is say like on level 30, and they have a bunch of Pokemon in their party on level 17. That's only going to make things harder for you and more annoying because at the end of the day, you're going to keep switching out to that other Pokemon because your lower level Pokemon aren't strong enough for Pokemon battles for the area you may be in. So you're ultimately going to keep raising up your higher Pokemon and lower level Pokemon will suffer. I know it's very time consuming and very annoying, but take that time, go into the grass, find Pokemon that may give you higher EXP. Look on Bulbapedia and Cerebi.net. They will tell you what Pokemon give higher XP when defeating them in battle. That definitely can help you, but make sure you get a very balance as far as level because that's going to help you later in the game. One thing that I do see some newer Pokemon players struggle with is the fact that they don't have a balanced enough party or don't understand the concept of coverage. Now, if you don't know what coverage is basically when you have other Pokemon in your party to counteract the weaknesses that other Pokemon have, which can save you in battle. Sometimes your Pokemon itself may have moves that may cover their own weakness, which is also a brilliant strategy in battle, but very important. But typing is key, and you will struggle if you go into your final boss battle or any gym battle with say maybe 4 or 5 Pokemon of the same type or similar dual types. It's going to make you very one-dimensional in learn sets as well as typing. So it's very important to have that balance, maybe have, a grass Pokemon, a water Pokemon, a fire Pokemon, maybe one psychic, one fairy, one dragon, any way to mix it up that makes it very easy for you because you're going to be very frustrated with having similar Pokemon. I had a playthrough in Scarlet and Violet and a playthrough in Sword and Shield where I realized my parties weren't as balanced as I should have been, especially in Sword and Shield because I realized I almost had too many ghost Pokemon and I was pretty much getting in a situation where none of my moves were versatile enough. So definitely vary up the party a bit, use some unique Pokemon. I know we all have our favorites we want to keep using, but balance is key and it's really going to help. This is a bit of change of pace from the advice I've given so far, but I would definitely say don't feed into the negativity. There are people out there literally hating on Pokemon on purpose because they want interaction, they want engagement, or they're just not knowledgeable about the series and want to start some sort of fires on social media, and I would say don't feed into it. We're all fully aware that Scarlet and Violet, the newest version of Pokemon, does have some bugs, does have some frame rate issues, and does have slight performance issues, but ultimately substance is very important, and I would say focus on that and enjoy the game. I'm not saying that those performance issues aren't a problem, but I'm saying that a lot of people focus on that and don't try to even enjoy it. I would also say don't feed into the negativity with Pokemon on social media, as it can be definitely something that stops you from playing the game. I've seen so many people buy the game and say, hey, I realized social media was over exaggerating. I'm glad I didn't listen to them. So I definitely advise you to do the same. The most important advice of all for a new Pokemon trainer is to have fun. Pokemon is supposed to be fun. It is one of the best series of all time with some great lore, great stories, great explore regions, great characters, great everything. And the fact is you have so many Pokemon. You can literally play multiple versions over and over, use different parties, change up your gameplay each time. So have fun with it and just enjoy it for what it is. It's tremendous. I would also say while you're having fun, you might be jumping to Scarlet and Violet. Also take time, go back, show the past gen some love. Gens 1 through 8 are amazing too. 2. I would advise playing them all. If you want to know the best versions of each gen to play, for Gen 1, go with Fire Red and Leaf Green. Gen 2, Heart Gold and Soul Silver all day. Gen 3, either Emerald or Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is acceptable. Gen 4, Pokemon Platinum all the way. Gen 5 with Black and White and Black and White 2, you kind of have to play them all because it's basically a two-parter. Gen 6 is only X and Y, either version's fine. Gen 7, you definitely want to go Ultra Sun and Moon, definitely a better version. And, you know, when it comes to Gen 8, Sword and Shield, just pick one. And then Scarlet and Violet, just pick one. But have fun, enjoy the series, report back when you do play. I would love to know what you think about it. I hope that my tips for new Pokemon players were very helpful to you. Let me know what you think in the comment section below and add any tips that you may have as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ding that bell so you know when videos are going live. I am also Real Mama Eagle on all social media platforms, and I do live streams at twitch.tv/RealMamaEagle. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.